Hello, it is the 6th of July. Happy Independence Day. And it's the Should I Play This Game podcast. I think the people can even hear you shaking your head. You know what else they can hear? Graham Banks.
Steve, how are you?
I think I'm sleepy. I don't know. It's a perpetual state these days. Oh, that's good. That's good shit, y'all. Episode 340 of the Should I Play This Game podcast. I'm kind of glad we don't look at the news this week because holy fuck, the last couple of weeks of news has been kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
And I think this incoming week is going to be even more of a bummer.
Yeah. We probably should actually, but at one point, do a bit of not a special, but actually do talk about some of that stuff that's happened in the last couple of weeks. But
yo, what the fuck is up with video games? Bloody.
Fuck it, let's dive into it. So what's happened is the two big news is that Sony. Well, let's go back even further. A bit before that was Rockstar announced the price of Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah,
They put.
That wasn't even the one I was thinking of, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, $80 and $100 for that. But the big announcement
That's
they made
American.
was they weren't going to release a physical copy of that. So they're not releasing a physical version of that. You can buy a box copy, but all you're getting is a fucking download code in it, which is
Welcome to
shit.
PC gaming for the last 15 years.
Which is kind of shitty because it can't be cost that much to make a fucking disc these days. But here you go.
Well, yeah.
But the other bigger news along the same sort of lines was I think Rockstar did that, and Sony thought, our news won't land so badly now. And they announced that as of January 2028, they are not producing any discs for any of their games going forward. Well, I assume it'll probably be all PlayStation games, regardless of who makes them, I suspect. But so that's another, nail in the coffin for game preservation, etc., and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it was fucking stupid decision. Really is dumb, but.
And then, let's not let Microsoft off the hook here. The prices of the both Xbox consoles have gone up. The 2 terabyte Series X is being sunsetted.
Mm-hmm.
I like how we're using this lovely poetic language for saying, "Yo, we ain't doing this shit no more."
That's a term that's been around for years. It's not new. So,
is it?
Oh, it's been around for a long time. Sunsetting, yeah. It's typical.
I'm only familiar with things like discontinued or we're not doing this.
Yeah, sunsetting is a product that's actually used a lot, so it's not new.
Huh.
But
you learn something new every day.
But I mean, they're just facing the as Sony did a while back. They raised their prices.
Nintendo and the Steam machine.
Steam machine launched and kind of, well, it's got a price.
It's got a price and it's a fucking big one. And there's also a red light of death coming up.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
them,
yeah,
which is like Jesus Christ. We're back in 2008 again. Holy shit! Yeah. And then this coming, there are substantial rumors of multiple studio closures under the Microsoft banner, mass layoffs expected, game cancellations.
A couple of weeks ago, we had the Bungie stuff, all their stuff.
Yep.
It's just...
It's a fucking bloodbath.
As we've said a couple of times before on the show, the pandemic peak of all the stuff they did during the pandemic, they should not have done anywhere near as much as they did, because the problem was...
Those crows are coming home to roost.
Yeah, that's the problem with it. They're all not going to... That was never going to survive or last.
But video games are making more money than ever.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other
Same
problem.
4 games are making more money than ever. Oh,
anyway.
Fuck.
Yeah, there it goes. There's a quick news roundup.
Yeah, I am curious as to how this week, the coming week, is going to play out with, I think, Arcane, Rare, Double Fine,
Compulsion Games, I think, is the other one that's got
Compulsion, South of Midnight developers, and there was a fifth one, I can't remember. possibility of Blade being cancelled, the head of Machine Games apparently being brought in for Blade now. Oh God! Like, I don't. Is this? Maybe you can explain this to me, because Microsoft seems to be making money hand over fist, but apparently the Xbox division is an absolute fucking Titanic of a garbage fire. How does that work?
They're different divisions. I guess that's the other part of it. Like, the overall company can make a lot of money, but
is the Xbox division really not making that much money though?
Don't know the financial figures. So can't answer that question. But what they're going to have, if you treated Xbox as a separate company, they're probably not making as much money per person as other parts of the company overall. Yeah. And that's what you.
And there was the reported mandate of 30% profit that Nadella handed down. I was like, wait, 30% profit? Like, no company, is anybody doing that?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing. So, yeah. So if they've got that as a overall company goal, for the want of a better term, then there's two ways you can get to that 30% profit. One is you make products that sell a shitloads of money, therefore you make revenue, or you cut your costs. Or you actually cut your costs, and that's the other way people. That's how all companies.
Oh man,
that's how all companies. Actually, that's the same. I won't even say. I won't even use the term companies. That's how organisations, public or private, make more money or save money. They get rid of
stuff.
They
fuck capitalism.
They get rid of costs. So
yeah.
But I mean, it sounds like that's Double Fine and at least Double Fine, maybe Compulsion Games are trying to get out of their deals and go independent again, which is obviously a good thing.
Yeah, there was talk of trying to sell them out, or not sell them out in the negative connotation of the term, but to alleviate Microsoft.
And that's what I don't understand. If a company doesn't want to keep that cost around anymore, they've got two options. One, they close it and just sack everybody, or they sell off that part of the company, which is an option they can always do. So I don't understand why the first thing that they try and do is let's just close them. Why not sell them, make a little bit of money from that sale, and that group of people don't lose their jobs? So I don't understand why.
ROI, return on investment, maybe?
They've already decided they've lost it, so what's the fucking difference?
That ship has sailed.
That ship has sailed. So if they sell it, they might actually get more money. Max gets, I don't know.
It's a shame because even though apparently like the Double Fines, the stuff that Double Fines put out, like Keeper, Kiln. I mean, granted, I haven't bought or played Kiln, South of Midnight. Those games performed well critically, but not commercially. But those are really good, feel-good projects that then help, what I would think, draw people into the, for lack of a better term, the Microsoft ecosystem to go, okay, these games are fucking sick little projects that maybe make their budget back. And hey, check this out. We got Halo and Gears of War.
Yeah, that's.
But apparently that's not how things work these days.
I think the problem is that those games, while they get critically acclaimed,
they don't sell for shit.
They don't attract the eyeballs, and the eyeballs are the thing that bring the money back in again.
And then Game Pass is.
Yeah, exactly.
There's apparently third party negotiations for Game Pass are at least on hold from reports.
Mm.
None of this has been confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. Like none of.
And it's the same as.
Of the things we've talked about, the things being confirmed is Sony are getting stopping discs, and the thing about Rockstar. Everything is about closures is all rumoured stuff, but the rumours are pretty fucking solid, I think.
And they're coming from incredibly reputable sources. But yeah, it's like apparently, the concept that Microsoft aren't doing any third-party negotiations for Game Pass deals because they ... Because Game Pass has seemingly plateaued. Apparently, the latest Call of Duty trailer has a big fuck off. Not gonna be on Game Pass. Which, bit different from everything that was shown during the showcase.
Yeah.
Undead Labs. State of Decay 3. That was the fifth studio.
Yeah.
So, and Ninja Theory. So there was 6. Because apparently the new Senua, that was shown to try and entice buyers more than to show the game. Again, reports. But dark times Well, semi-dark.
Mm.
The sun's not really out either, so I don't know. Maybe it's literally dark times. Can we stop being a bummer now and talk about video games that are
Sure.
hopefully good?
Let's do that.
All right.
All right. So on your essentially recommendation, I jumped into and bought the Mining Merchant.
Fuck yeah, it's good, right?
It's good. It's real good. Yeah, you've already explained what the game is, but I'll sort of actually these screenshots show it pretty well actually. So you've got a there we go. You've got a storefront that you're selling rings, bracelets, and necklaces. I think are the three things you can.
Yeah, eventually necklaces.
Eventually necklaces.
You start off with rings.
Start off with rings, you get bracelets, and you get necklaces. I've not got the necklaces yet. So yeah, you're selling things. You're basically going to a mining. Which is the best photo for that? Probably
second one, maybe, or the fifth one.
Second one, maybe. Probably that one.
That's co-op.
Let's co-op. I won't do that one. Let's do that one. So you've got the little mech that you can upgrade as well in terms of what it does and how it and what its special abilities, I guess is the wrong term to use. And you're basically mining through the earth. It's procedurally generated each area you go to, so everything's different.
Because the earthquakes collapse the dirt.
Yeah, so the story mode is every night at midnight, an earthquake hits this little. It's an unnamed town.
New Rock City.
Is it okay? Because it does have a name, does it? Okay.
Yeah, New Rock City. They thought really hard.
Yep. And that's the main focus of the story is to find out what's happening. But what that means is that every time you go back to your mining plot, it's basically redone itself. It's completely different, which is really neat mechanic to explain that it's procedurally generated.
Yeah, explain away the fact that it's kind of run based.
Any run based. So you go to this mining area. You can. I don't think there's any screenshots of this actually happening. No, there's not. You can. You've got a limitation of. You can see the left hand on obviously the YouTube version. You've got a leveling up process that levels up your mech, and you can spend points in 4 or 5 different categories. One of those which is the capacity of your dirt. So you've got on your little mech, you've got a maximum amount of dirt you can carry before you have to go back to the surface, or the right hand one, which is the materials you can actually use to make stuff. If they ever get full, you've got to go back to the top, unload everything. You can actually have little upgrades that you can have more of the dirt before it fills up, that kind of thing. But you mainly come down to these environment to mine silver, copper, tin, gold, platinum, and other materials, and gems and stuff like that to make the various things like rings and stuff. So this is actually not a ring. This is actually making the ingots. So it's all you basically grab the torch thing here, melt the material, grab the little rope to empty it into here, turn on the water, grab the little ingot that's molten stuff, put into the water, and it cools down. You've made your ingots. Once you've made that, you can start automating that, which does make things a lot easier. But you can also make the rings themselves. And this goes to the ring in this case. So you put the bar that drops down here into this machine to flatten it, and you put the flattened bar on here, hit it with a hammer to make it into a ring, and then you can basically solder it together. And that's, again, once you've made a particular combination, you can automate that by making it. You can also have different. Again, they don't have a screenshot of this. You can have different qualities of the materials you're making them, which basically means that once you put it in your shop on various shelves, you can sell more money. You can sell it for more.
Make it rain.
You can upgrade the shop with better display cabinets, extra levels of the floor of the building, storage for the rings. So it's all kind of segmented off. So once you decide to go mining, you can't come back to the. Well, you can come back to the shop, but got to come back when your stuff's full. When you open the shop, you can't access the truck, which is where all your stuff is stored. So that's why you've got these shelves sitting in here. Where you've got your excess, your stock on shelves to put back onto the display cabinets when they get bought. So it's a really neat, just a neat setup. Like it's segmented around
There's just enough depth in each part
Yeah, exactly.
to
Yeah,
not be overwhelming, but
yeah,
also just to be so good of a.
yeah, exactly. Like it's like it's a cozy game at some level because you're just sitting there, especially the mining stuff. Because if you upgrade the max capacity
Mm.
and you upgrade the amount the dirt you can store before it gets full and you've got to stop mining completely, you can mine for 20, 30 minutes
Yeah, you can.
and they can actually get an absolute crap load of stuff because there's no limit to how much materials you mine. It's just when you get full of dirt that you've got to stop mining. So it's a neat mechanic. So
I love my dirt capacity.
yeah, exactly. Um, I don't think they've got. There's a sort of an overworld map thing, but it's only so far from in. How many places you end up with? 2 or 3
Cool.
places? 4. Okay, I've only got 2.
Yeah.
So, and basically, as you mine down deeper, you go through different levels of
Biomes and
biomes,
stuff.
I guess. So you
Yep.
can get further you go down, you might end up getting stuff that's been really, really um, under lots of pressure and way down ground, way underneath, and you've got more gems available to you, that sort of thing.
Better
But
jewels to put in the
yeah,
jewelry and things like
better.
that, and then you eventually, oh man, the lowest biome in each area has everything.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. But then you try and dig down too far, and that fucking redneck bumpkin at the
Yeah.
dirt yard goes like, "Nah, all the
Right.
good trash is at the top." I'm like, "Fuck you, dude. I'm not trying to figure your trash. I'm figuring out these earthquakes." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you. You want earthquakes? I'll kick you the fuck out."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh,
So the first area is like a junkyard, and he gives you his area for free because he likes the trash and rubbish that's in the more to the surface.
yep."
The second area actually charges you money to mine there for a certain period of time.
Only after I think the first quote
First,
unquote contract is free for about 3 or 4 days.
yeah, but after that you've got to pay for it. That's what I'm saying.
This is true.
And I'm guessing the other areas are going to have similar things to them too. Um, yeah, and the idea is you're just trying to drill down and down and down to find the source of or the reason why these earthquakes are happening. So that's the story, driving, process for it. But
Have you gotten far enough down to see the reason yet?
no, I don't. No, I haven't gone down far enough yet.
It's really silly.
I've got down to just where it says keep digging, keep digging down.
Keep fucking digging, bro.
So
Okay.
that's what I'm doing. But yeah, like it's really like the process of like doing one of these for the first time is really straightforward, but it's still kind of
It's a neat interaction
it's an
initially.
interaction. Yeah, it's a neat one. Once you automate it, that's what you should be doing. Is not doing
Yep.
it manually.
I had times where I was automating fucking 50 fucking pieces at a
Yeah,
time. So I'm just like,
yeah.
clicking out and like browsing the internet and shit while that's doing
Yeah,
its thing.
so what's not shown in any screenshots is no, it's not sadly. You've got 3 stations that you can work at. I can't remember what they're called now.
Smelting, jeweling,
Smelting,
and
smithing, and
jeweling.
jeweling. Yeah, so they're the 3 stations. Basically, you make ingots in the first one. You make the actual rings or bracelets or necklaces in the second one.
Correct.
And then you add jewels to it in the third one, and all those steps can be automated. I'm going to queue up, 50 bronze ingots to be made. I'm going to then go across to the middle one and I want to make 10 bronze rings, and then you can go to the next one and add 10 jewels to each of them and all queue them up. And it'll just do it all for you. So
There's a part of me that would like it if it took into account the fact you had those coming.
yeah, and just sort of queue them up
You
still.
can't actually activate the next set until you've got the ingots instead of
Yeah.
like, I'm like, mate, I'm making the ingots.
Yeah.
Like, recognize
Recognise that, but yeah, it doesn't. So you gotta-
motherfucker. I mean,
So you've actually got to have the ingots in stock, so to speak, to be able to use it. But yeah,
how have you found the various mechs? How many of them have you used?
I pretty much just go. So the one I've currently got active is actually this one.
Oh,
This one. So that's only the third one or fourth.
I think it's the third one.
Third one, I think. Which I've actually find probably has been the pretty good one. That's one when you activate your ability, which is just basically on a timer. It's on a cooldown. So you activate that, and it just sort of stomps around the place, and anything within a certain range of it just becomes loose and just becomes pick upable.
I got
Really-
way too comfortable with the boosting one. Literally the first.
The first one, yeah. So I mean, the first one would be
So good.
First one, you just press the A button in this frame from the control, and you just whatever direction you're going, it just drills down. So the second one, what did the second one do? Can't remember.
I can't remember, but I didn't like it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't mind it, but yeah, I find this one to be pretty good. You've got things you can pick up along the way in the trash there. You've got things like bombs, which basically do exactly what they
there's
blow up
trash, scrap,
and there's actually things you can pick up
and
items you can actually pick up and they can be used.
explosives are great.
Explosives are great. You can pick up dynamite, big bombs, large bombs.
I like the confetti.
The confetti cannons, they just
pops the kid. Just
pops, pop, and they just pop a little confetti thing.
Teleporters fucking use.
Teleporters are good as well. Yeah, they're neat.
Yep.
You can, because at some point, I can't remember what the trigger was for it now. Oh, there's just a. So the other thing you can upgrade is the truck you're on as well, which gives you more capacity. But the other thing it also gives you is more ability to make high level items, and also a drill that they don't have any screenshots of. That when you get to each of your mining plots, it'll drill down a certain depth, and that's upgradable. And what's basically what I generally do, and you've probably done the same thing. You just jump down that big freaking long pipe, and then get to the end of it, go left, and then go right down again. And then just go up, and up, and you're out real quick.
When it gets deep enough, using the drill to go back up. After a short period of time, you go so fast that the teleport, unless you're like ages away from the drill, isn't actually that
correct. Like once if you can, so what I would generally like you can't. No, they don't have it in the screenshot, which is interesting. They actually do have XY coordinates.
Yeah.
In it, but they're not got it in the screenshot. So up in the top right would be like essentially XY coordinates of where you are in the relative to the map. The map is like your environment is like limited.
It's quite large.
It's quite large left and right. It's limited, but it goes down a shitload, obviously. So if you know roughly, in the bottom of the drill comes down to, I don't know, X80, Y700, which essentially is meters down.
Yeah.
You know where you've got to go to get to the central point again to then get onto the the drill. So.
It's really like the games that came before this. I think it was Mining Mech and Super Mining Mech. I know in Mining Mech, like the drill would go down, and you'd have various mines that are off to the side. So you can build pipes off the drill into these mines to get even more resources.
Okay. Yep.
But you didn't have the store management part in that. So.
Okay.
But those, I got those two for like $2.
Okay.
Because it was on special just before this came out.
Okay. Yep.
It's fucking sick.
This game is really neat. I have so far put about 8 hours into it. I think bet on 8 hours. You get achievements just like confetti.
You get achievements out the arse.
They just come real thick and fast. So I've got 71 of them. I did look the other day. How many achievements have I got? And I said, "Fuck, 71." I had no idea it was that many. I thought it was like 30, but no, it's just they just come thick and fast. It's currently normally $10 in Australia. Currently on special 30% off. So
Steam sale.
Even if it wasn't on sale, $9 is more.
Fuck yeah.
Is a good fucking value for that thing. So.
And like I said, the games that came before it, I'm almost positive with the Steam sale, you could buy both of them for like $2.
Yeah, I might have to do that because I'm curious what the previous games were like.
That first one, I never really play. I didn't play Super, but I played Mining Mechs on a stream, just like, let's have a look at this. I paid $1 for it. Let's see what's up. Yeah. And I fucking played it for an hour and a half on stream. I was like, whoa.
Next two, what do we got? Next 3 games are all demos. That are currently available on the Steam via the Next Fest from 2 weeks ago, whenever the thing was. First one is Screenbound, which I think you played on a stream a couple of weeks back, so it might be interesting to see what you thought of this one. So this is a game that was on, I don't know which scissor reel it was on, and when it was on last year, sometimes in a scissor reel, fuck knows when or where.
It's been announced for a good couple of years. The second I saw it, I'm like, holy.
Yeah.
I got Viewfinder vibes the first time I saw it.
Yeah, that's kind of what piqued my interest as well because of that sort of perspective. So, how you play this game is quite interesting. Let's pick the best screenshot. I think that
The
one.
third, fourth, or fifth ones will be.
Yeah, so let's look at that
That's a
one.
pretty good one.
Yeah. So you're playing the game. So the basic premise is you're looking for your mum, and I have no idea.
Oh yeah.
That's
Fuck, I forgot that was the story.
So essentially, you start here, and there's a little like you're playing this thing here, and there's a post-it note on it saying "Find me" or something like that, and that's I don't know. Anyway. So you're basically playing a 2D game in a 3D environment. Is probably the way to describe it. You're playing the 2D aspect on this Game Boy looking thing that you hold up in front of you. And as you're jumping through that environment, you're jumping through the 3D space in the exact same way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to sort of visualize it, but
It's very much like There Are No Ghosts at the Grand. The very set, like within 10 seconds of seeing it moving, it'll make perfect sense.
Make perfect sense, yeah.
But you try and explain it conceptually, someone thinks you're on dust.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get back to that one. Does this haven't got? Oh, it must be early screenshots because
They are very early screenshots.
It is quite a different. In fact, hold one moment.
Woo!
Let me just flick back to that for a second. Because I'm pretty damn sure I recorded myself playing this one. Yes, I did.
Ah. Hey, I did that too.
Let's see if I can get this to work on the fly. I haven't done this before. Let's go add a...
Oh, never better ideas than fucking trying to run shit the first time as you're recording. We found that out last week when I accidentally muted myself with the like. Oh, so yeah. So this was the thing that I accidentally muted myself with. See the little switch?
Okay.
I accidentally knocked that, but when I'd knocked it when I'd had OBS up, I could still see the microphone at least leveling a bit.
Okay.
So I didn't think that it was actually not picking up noise until I asked you a question. You didn't respond. I'm like, oh, that motherfucker just ignored me. And then you sent me a message going, are you still there? I'm like, oh shit, he can't hear me. So I did mute myself.
And I didn't know how to sort of say it without sort of saying something.
Being really obvious going, hey, where the fuck do you go?
Where do you go? Where you going, Steve, you bastard?
As it turns out, As it turns out, I accidentally flicked a switch on this remote, like inline remote, which the last headset didn't have.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think this might actually work. Let's see how we go. So let's flick back to me. And we'll mute that audio. And then we'll go back to the video. Which is there. And we'll just skip through this.
Yeah, the second you show this in motion.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find... Oh, there's that part of the game as well, which we'll get back to. So here we go. So I'm just going to play this for a bit.
Which will work really well for our audio listeners.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why it's gone all weird on me, but...
What, the size?
Yeah.
Normally I found that's a function OBS with the resolution.
The file itself's fine. It's what Dingo's doing with it.
Oh.
Remix. But that's also playing really, really badly, so I think this is going to not work too well.
I was going to say, is it playing as a video? Because all I'm seeing is slideshow.
Yeah, slideshow. It's not playing well at all. So let's kill that. That did not work at all.
Motherfucker!
That was worth a try.
I think if you brought up the Steam store page, maybe the trailer there might show it actually.
Yeah, it might do. But basically, yeah. So essentially, what you are is you're playing you're jumping around on looking at the screen, and you're doing the same actions in the 3D space in the environment as well. It does work pretty well. I found it
for the most part.
I found it incredibly disorientating though, and I couldn't actually play it. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I found it so disorientating. I could not really play it. So I've kept it on my wish list. I want to see if because this is a demo. There is no date for it yet. I don't believe. Not even a window. I don't think. Let me check.
I think it had coming soon, or maybe it had 2026.
I think it just had 2026 on it.
No, it has a date.
Okay.
The 11th of September.
Okay, so 11th of September. So
So
it's out,
part of the Murderers Row, and also on a 25th anniversary or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I've kept on my wish list to see if they might add some options into the game to remove some of the stuff that got. Yeah, I found it very disorientating. That's probably the best way to describe it. But the concept is fucking neat as hell.
Yeah, it is.
And I really wished I could have got into it more, but I found parts of playing it quite frustrating. But yeah, it's a fucking neat concept.
The purely navigating the environment to get from start to finish was, I found, really enjoyable. So if anyone's curious, it was on the Friday Night Fun of the 19th of June, where I also accidentally played half of the Valor Mortis demo without sound because I'm a clever motherfucker and forgot to switch the sound source. But yeah, it was trying to get some of the more like the quote unquote hidden blocks and things like that became trying to figure that.
One of the other things we didn't, again, they haven't got screenshots of it, but you can press
left trigger, I think
it is, and that'll only show you hidden things in the 3D environment that you can't. You can sometimes see in the 2D one, but sometimes vice versa. You got to jump over them or at least avoid them. There might be spikes or something. It's pretty generous in terms of you've got 3 lives generally. And if you let 3 lives, you just go back to a save point. There's no real punishment for that.
And those checkpoints are actually fairly generous too. I fucked up a bunch.
Yes. So there's one thing that I was playing earlier, and I was falling down this gap, and I just literally could not see where this gap was. So that's something part of I think because of the position of the little Game Boy thing, for me it's too big in the screen.
Yeah.
To give a real good view of what's sort of going on around it.
But also trying to translate some of the things that are shown on the Game Boy in the 3D environment there's a bit of not necessarily mismatch. It depends on how well you can read and interpret what's shown on the screen, on the little screen, versus what's shown on the actual screen. It's an interesting puzzly aspect to it.
There's nothing.
If you want to try and do 100%, it might end up being kind of a fuck up.
Yeah, but there's also nothing in the game that I played so far that was really Twitch gameplay. Like you can. You can take things relatively slowly and work your way through it. You don't have to. It's not a Mario game where you're jumping left, or a Sonic game where you got to go.
It's way more of a puzzle. It's more of a puzzle platformer than it is like a Celeste.
Yeah, so it's from that perspective, it's got a good balance from that perspective. Yeah, I just found the whole thing just a little disorientating, but it might just be a case of getting used to it. But yeah, as I said, the concept is fucking neat as hell. Another little demo I played is Lost in Tandem. This is as you can see, a little 2D pixel art game where you play as this little character who I don't think even has a name from the demo. Pretty sure she doesn't. You start as that character. These screenshots are all over the place in terms of time frame, but anyway.
The store page doesn't name her either. It just says a solitary young girl.
I'm pretty sure they don't have a name in the game. And she is silent protagonist as well. No acting, no dialogue from her at all of any type. I can't remember what the setup was now. So it's how you got into the environment. What happened?
In this post-apocalyptic world, a solitary young accidentally opened epic fucking idiot. Go away. Stumbles upon an obsolete, defective robot known as Mechute. Together they embark on a journey.
I'm saying how she got into the environment in the first place. That's just not explained in that story. So, so there's something I literally cannot remember what it was. But anyway, she starts off on her own. That's the point, is what I'm getting at. And as you're walking through this environment, you meet this robot on the left, Mechute, and basically it then becomes a 2D, or not a 2D, a 2-player. You can actually play co-op with the other one player playing as the robot, but it basically turns into you use the robot to get around the environment, and he can do things.
So a boy and his blob.
So at some point, where's the screenshot I just saw?
I was gonna say, because the screenshots kind of look Planet of Lana-ish.
they are in terms of the visuals for sure. But so, for example,
But very different.
yeah. So I'm not even sure where she's not even on the screenshot. But you could have you could have the character, the girl character, jump on this box, and the robot can then pick up the box and then put it above his head, and you've now gone up, a lot of height,
Yeah.
and then jump up to the next box. So it's that sort of puzzle mechanics where you've got this big robot who can go places where you can't, and stuff like that. And you've got a fair bit of control over it. So there's an example of what you can do with the two characters combining. So
how fucked are the puzzles?
so far they've been very straightforward. Very
Okay.
straightforward, but I'm fairly early on in the game. I've basically played enough to go, I'm going to like this. I'm not going to play anymore.
And it's out in 2 weeks.
Out in 2 weeks, hence why I stopped playing it. So,
Yep.
So yeah, it was just a case of this is what I was interested in. Is it what I hope it is? Yep, it is enough to play enough of it. So it does look really neat. The visuals I reckon are really nice, and the game's controls are pretty good. They're not too floaty as some sort of platforms can get. And so far, as I said early on, the puzzles have been relatively easy. Haven't been anywhere I've gone, or more a case of I know what I've got to do, I just can't execute it. I haven't gotten to that stage yet, but I'm sure at some point they'll arrive. But yeah, as I said, the game does look really neat.
It's got a fucking killer art style to it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's just really, really nice. And in motion, again, it looks really neat. So. My last one. I don't know if you've played this one, normal golf game.
This is one I haven't played yet. No, I think I've got it on my wish list though.
Yeah, this is on my wish list as well. So normal golf game. This is actually made by an Australian guy, which is another reason why I've sort of kept an eye on it. How do you start with this game? So this game is it's like they've taken.
Is it QWOP for golf?
No, I'm not sure what the first bit is. Sorry, so it's kind of taken. It's taken a game where you've got a lot of really precise control of your limbs and turn that into a golf game.
Yes, so kind of what I said. Yeah,
but without knowing your game is, I can't answer the question.
That's okay.
So this is this is almost the tutorial part of it. You can use a controller or a mouse. The game actually recommends that playing with a mouse is actually easier.
Probably more precise.
I suspect. But again, this is one of the game that could see it in motion would make a little more sense. So at the bottom right is where you've got your golf player, and you're essentially using the controller to go and do the standard loop you would normally do for a golf swing, but you've got way more control over it. Like it's and the amount of times you basically hit the ground or completely miss the ball altogether is like it happens 7 times out of 10. You'll completely fuck the shot up.
So it's like going to play actual golf then. So it's pretty accurate to the real thing.
Well, no, it's not actually. That's the point of it.
It is.
But that's the thing that actually kind of got me a little bit frustrated. There's 2 levels. Say 2 levels, 2 difficulty levels, normal and easy. I think it is. So normal is basically the standard way of playing it. You've got control of everything. One thing they don't have in this screenshot is there it is. That's interesting. They do change clubs, so I was curious about that. So this is where you've got your swing player in the middle here, where you're trying to make good contact or perfect contact or whatever. You've then got this thing in the right here where you actually got control of your slice and your hook and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the club path.
But the thing is, that is constantly moving, and that makes no fucking sense to me. It's constantly sort of doing this and swaying, and that doesn't make sense to me.
Oh.
If you're trying to replicate real life golf, that wouldn't be happening.
No,
so that's just a game mechanic they've put into it to make that. So this thing is constantly swiveling left and right and whatever to make the shot harder to get quit straight or whatever. And if you're playing golf for real, that just wouldn't be happening. So that's the thing. It's a bit not quite real, not quite that. Yeah, it's basically that. So when you're doing this, when you're doing this bit on the right, as you're moving the right stick around when you're playing this controller, you're doing all this sort of stuff. Shit, missed it back, and try again. And it got to on easy. this bit in the middle where it's got your slice thing, that's
Club
locked
path.
in. That's locked in place. You just have your shot and it doesn't
Mm.
move. Whereas normal, it's constantly flicking around. So you're constantly adjusting this bit while you're trying to do your swinging on the right stick. So left stick does this straight thing, this angle stuff, and the right stick is doing the swinging around the actual club swinging.
Yeah.
Um, and it just like this bit where you're doing the swing around the club. As I might try it with mouse to see if it actually is easier.
Yeah.
To see what the controls are actually different, because you're using the right stick to basically go that. And
Yeah.
if you push out on your stick, your club goes further, like goes out from your
Mm.
body further. So you've got to be really. So it doesn't really. It kind of works and it kind of doesn't.
I think that seemed like based on the nature of seemingly what this game is, that kind of seems to be the point.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's what they're aiming for, and that's fine. But if they're trying to replicate
Actual golf.
actual golf, this bit on the right, no problem with that. I think that's okay.
Mm.
This bit in the middle is a problem for me. You just wouldn't be doing that in golf. It wouldn't be changing like that. Like literally, the club is going from straight, swaying like that.
It's a floppy wrist.
And it just that's not what you would be. That wouldn't be
Yeah.
happening. So, but yeah, like obviously, swinging the golf ball and hitting the ground or topping it or whatever. That's what happens in for regular golf players. But so when you do get a good contact, it should be fuck I nailed it, but it's almost
Really satisfactory,
should be
right?
satisfactory.
When you hook the fuck
But
out of it.
it's not really like it's not quite there yet. Again, it's not out. It's not out for.
No.
I don't think there's even a date on this one at all, if I recall.
No, it's just got coming soon.
Coming soon, so definitely it's almost. It's still going to keep on my wish list because I'm intrigued to see what it does actually. If he changes it in some way to make it a little bit easier or changes some of the aspect of it. Again, playing with a mouse and keyboard might be easier. I don't know. It might take a bit of that sort of vagaries out of it. I don't know. And the only part of the game this talking camera talks to you, and you then actually have little challenges. You see in the background here, there's this
blue board type thing.
Boom board. So you can sort of move around freely and just start playing golf anywhere you want to. So basically, it says destroy these boards. What fucking boards? And it's basically these things here. So basically, you're sitting there trying to hit a golf ball that hits that board and it just crumbles around, and then there's a sign behind it. There's a sign behind
it's like Burnout Paradise, but golf.
Yeah, sort of. But yeah, I think there's a lot of. I like a lot of what it's doing, but yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure, but it's a neat concept again, and it's neat. It's come from it appears to be a single Australian developer.
So, was one of the developers on Fruit Ninja and Jetpack Joyride.
Okay, so he's got some pedigree
And
there.
has another game on Steam called Feed the Deep, which I'm pretty sure I played that on stream as well at some point. But yeah, this very much strikes me as kind of to say like stream simulator slop is harsh. But there are so many quote unquote simulator games on Steam that are literally seemingly just developed for streamers to play.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but this has a bit of. So for those who aren't aware, which includes Graham, Quap, and there was another one which was a sprinter. I can't remember. So you were trying to keep a horse running with 4 keys, and each key would dictate a leg.
Okay. Yep.
And there was this one where I can't remember what the sprinter one. It's a variant of Quap, and you're controlling the legs and the arms, trying to keep the sprinter upright while running.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And the challenge is, can you actually finish a race, or will you just fall over after 3 meters?
Yep.
And it was just designed to be fucking infuriating, and that was sort of the precursor to like they're getting over it with better foddies and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like it's got so it's got this infinite control mechanism that on the surface sounds okay, but in practice isn't quite there yet.
No.
But yeah, as I said, it's still on my wish list. I'll keep an eye on it, but
I think price on something like this is kind of crucial.
oh, for sure. Like if it's $30, hell no. If it's
Fuck
$5, if it's $5 or $10, yeah, probably. That
5
sort
to
of
10, I would say, yep,
Yeah.
no dramas. Anything more than that, yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, the neat concept. I might play it on mouse and keyboard to see if it's any better, quote unquote, to control. But yeah, it's still a neat thing. But
Mm.
yeah, it's not not quite landing for me. But yeah,
Mm.
still a neat thing.
Interesting.
Over to you.
So I went out of my way when I started seeing my list. What I thought the list was getting long, I restricted myself to only like 2 non-stream games since like last weekend, thinking that my list was going to be way too long, and it's not actually that long. But anyway, so I finished Mouse PI for Hire. There is a fucking incredible Street Fighter the movie reference in one of the boss fights.
Okay.
Where you're fighting
Don't spoil it.
Jack. Yeah, good point. Good point. If you have seen Street Fighter the movie, the one with Raul Julia and I was going to say Rob Van Dam. That's not his name. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Is a fucking incredible reference to that. There was a really overstuffed and circuitous sort of drug trip mission that kind of got like bothered me a bit because I was getting most of the side stuff, or at least the side stuff I could find, which I'm pretty sure was most of it. But you can't go back to levels you finished, which is kind of a bummer. But this drug trip mission, there was a really circuitous route to try and do the side things in that map. You had to go like halfway through, then find a way back. I'm like, which is kind of a bummer. So that ended up with me missing a couple of elements. And then there was a story event that seemed to make the game maybe go another hour or two longer than perhaps it needed. There was like a very noirish sort of turn or event. And it's like, really? Do we really need this? But whatever. The penultimate sequence was a real fucking pain in the ass involving some jumping with some planes.
Okay.
And that was really frustrating because I don't think the systems in that game are built for precision platforming.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. No, based on my playing of it. No.
And they worked really, really well for the sort of, for lack of a better term, slow-paced exploration of the levels. Not when you're trying to jump from plane to plane. It fucking doesn't. But anyway, I got almost 3/4 of the achievements, as it can be seen over here. 15 and a half hours. 2 of the achievements I think bugged for me.
Okay.
Because I got the achievement for finding all the case clues, but I didn't get 2 of the case solving achievements.
No, okay.
And consulting the Steam discussion boards, that seems to be a frequent thing.
Okay.
Like, it's a bit of a shame that some of the issues that I had, particularly in the second, like the last third of it, diminished the whole experience in some respect. The fantastic aesthetic, the sound design, which is incredible. Troy Baker does a fucking fantastic job. The whole voice cast does a really good job, actually.
Yeah.
It's very much the adherence to their vibe and to their aesthetic theme. They do spectacularly. The quality of writing is quite high, I thought. Both the overall story and the moment-to-moment dialogue bits were really good. I thought moment-to-moment gameplay was solid to very good. It does still make it a standout of this year, just not quite as high, as much of a standout as I thought it might have been based on those first 2/3. The last third of it did diminish it a little, but not to the extent where it's like, fuck this. Because I still finished it.
Yeah.
This is one of the 2 games I quote-unquote restricted myself to, because whatever. Hey, Grime 2, would you guess it's a sequel to Grime? Very much the Soulsy search action of the first game. I got no fucking idea how it's connected beyond the number 2. The Grime series, almost more so than most Soulsy games, the narrative is incredibly obscure, and it sort of weaves its way through, and what you're actually doing other than go here, kill boss, move on. I don't know. It does have a story. So apparently, and this is according to the Steam page, you're a formless and art mimic, absorbing creatures and summoning molds in their shape. Venture into a new mysterious land in the Grime universe where bad things want to fucking kill you. Paint's a really big deal here. Paint is mainly the currency in place of souls. And when you absorb creatures and summon the molds in their shape, you are literally basically just creating a paint version of the enemy.
Oh, okay.
As an additional attack. It's a really neat additional system. And so like the platforming and combat feel fantastic so far. I'm 4 hours in. It's apparently about 20-ish. The absorption of enemies and their forms is really neat because you either kill that enemy multiple times to permanently unlock it, but there'll be a notch on the life bar, which when you get them to that point, they'll start having a green circle form around them. You dash into them, and it rips that form out in paint, and you can use it against them, which is fucking sick. So yeah, you get to use them as additional weapons and tools on top of what you've already got. So that's a really neat mechanic that adds a nice sort of additional layer, almost like a magic type layer that I don't really engage with in Souls games because I'm way more about hitting things with fucking swords than I am trying to set things on fire. But if I can set things on fire, then I will. It does look suitably painterly. It mixes in the gunge to emphasize that it's still grime. And it looks like a bit of a polish pass was done on the visuals between the demo and the full release, because I played the demo on stream, and while I really enjoyed it, there was a little, for lack of it, like without trying to create a pun, there was a bit of weird griminess to the demo itself. The audio is there, like you get some really neat thuds and some incredibly meaty, satisfying chunks and cracks, but it's not bad. But overall, these things for me, I've said it countless times, these things for me are all about the gameplay. Like the exploration and the combat. And if those two things aren't hitting, then the whole game's not hitting. This actually hits. Literally and metaphorically. Boom. A game that did not hit, which is weird because it's one of the highest rated games on OpenCritic for 2026. As you can see there, 91% recommend, median score 85. If you go to OpenCritic and look at their top rated games of 2026, this is still on there. And it came out in April. It's an Opus Prism Peak. It's apparently a new entry in the Opus series, which I have played another one of those and also didn't dig it, so maybe that should have been a clue. It's a narrative adventure game. You are driving to your parents' house after your life turns to shit in various ways, and I don't know. The story was super confusing. Like, you run into the girl that's in the key art here and in this second screenshot, but she has no fucking memory of who she is. And this is all, I only played it for just over an hour, and this is all revealed in the first hour. But like, presentationally, it looks fucking awesome. It's got a great animated art style. It's maybe a smidge anime for my liking, but whatever. It looks really nice. But holy fuck, you are just like, there's a little fireplace that you see, and it can fucking talk to you. Don't ask me how that works. But it's basically wanting you to take pictures of fucking everything to a point where you're feeding it different photos to get bits of lore and also like ideas of what to do next and where to go next and all this sort of stuff. It does some weird metaphysical things. So you see the camera at the bottom of the key art. The character sells that camera in the prologue. Some weird space deer shows up with the camera strap in its mouth and gives it to you. So I'm like, what? But like, I've got heaps written down for notes on this. I don't want to talk about it for that long because it really fucking pissed me off. because of how insistent it was on just grinding things to a halt to take fucking pictures of everything to try and figure out where to go next, what to do next, and then like 3/4 of the photos I gave the stupid fireplace were just dumb little lore reveals. And I'm like, no, fuck this. I'm bored. So I quit. Like apparently it in reviews were saying like, yo, it starts out slowly, stick with it, it'll be fine. No. With as much as there is to play in 2026, no, fuck that. But maybe if you like the sort of slower paced adventure style games like I don't know, maybe along these lines, you might enjoy this, but I sure as shit didn't. A game that I'm surprised I didn't enjoy. Vampire Crawlers. Take Vampire Survivors, make it a dungeon crawler, give it all the Vampire Survivors accoutrement, add a metric fuck ton of grind, and that's what this is. Like, because seemingly the only way to advance through some of the more difficult levels, and like granted, they measure the difficulty on a number scale, so 1 is the easiest, then 2, 3, and I'd assume upwards. I didn't finish higher than 2. I could barely progress in the difficulty 3, and I ain't seen nothing else. Because it's seemingly so insistent on either having just this ultra-specific build or just hitting the number treadmill just right in order to make the progression. And that's not what Vampire Survivors was. Like, yes, builds to an extent were important, but all builds were viable if you hit, particularly once you got the upgrades and everything else. And there was the skill of being able to move around, making the minute movements to get around all the mobs and get through the actual level. This, you don't have that. Because this, it's literally like you go here, you have the ability to play these cards, but then this dude will attack you after your turn. And if you don't have the shields, you're losing fucking health. And if health hits 0, you die. With that. And so like hitting that number treadmill to get enough damage in on an enemy like this is I think maybe the 3rd level or the 3rd stage of this library mission. But like the insistence on either grind or very ultra, I fucking hate games like roguish games that insist on relying on very specific, hyper-specific builds to get through. Because if you can't succeed with varying build qualities, why did you put those items in the game? If you only put them in there just to fuck me off, then I'm not going to play it anymore. And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, I went to the message boards and I'm like, or the discussion boards. I'm like, what the fucking fuck? How do you progress? And it's like, oh, you need this specific upgrade. If you don't have that specific upgrade, then yeah, you're fucked. Well, great. I don't think I even have access to that specific upgrade yet, so I guess I'm fucked. So just shy of 4 hours, although in the 4 hours I got 67 achievements of the 161, which is fucking ridiculous. I was looking forward to this. It definitely did not stick the landing, unfortunately. Maybe I was looking for something that this had no intent of being. I don't know. Impulse is the new game from the developers of Splitgate. Apparently, they've ditched Splitgate 2 in favor of this. The overarching, prevailing descriptor for this on the internet is, hey, remember Titanfall? That's the descriptor. Like, there's wall running, there's a grappling hook to get to walls, there's a jetpack, and there's mechs on some maps or some game modes. There's a mech. So you don't spawn the mech in over time as an alt like you did in Titanfall. It just spawns over time. I don't think there's a mech-specific loadout, or at least I haven't found one. But the movement, the gunplay, the time to kill, it's all really tuned seemingly quite well. There was a demo during the Next Fest where the melee weapon, which when you go in, the loadout's weird. You only have one primary firearm. There's not a secondary firearm. If you change weapons, you're bringing out this big fuck off sledgy. That sledgy was one hit killing in the demo, and
Okay.
tweaked the damage model a little bit on it for the early access release. People aren't happy with that. It's the internet. People aren't happy. Gee, what a shock. There is a neat little, I guess, mechanical differentiator in this, in that most of the grenades are based on paint, as in capital P-A-I-N-T, and it's like an acronym. I don't know what it's for. But like you can, like Splatoon, you throw paint down, you and your teammates can run faster on it or jump off it. And but to get a grenade that does damage, you need to be way down the level treadmill. There are fucking savages playing this goddamn thing already. Apparently the early access is meant to be about 9 to 12 months. So I'm going to keep, like, this is one of the few early access games I'm going to keep dipping into here and there for a bit, because it handles really, I really like the feel of it. The combat, like I said, the time to kill is pretty much right up my alley. It's really fun. I tried playing it with a friend of mine who doesn't play first-person shooters on PC, and he got fucking ripped. But it's really neat so far. And yeah, assuming that dude doesn't come out on stage with a make first-person shooters great again hat, then this thing should all come together well.
But it's the same developers. So how are you finding your split between? Because you had this problem a lot with like bad people putting out good games you like. How are you finding that?
How am I reconciling that?
Yeah.
I kind of haven't thought about it here. It was weird, actually. Like, after I finished the stream on Saturday, I was on a Discord call with that very friend I was playing this with, and for some reason during the stream, the phrase "look at my shit" came into my head, because of course it did. So I started making that as a sound button for the silly soundboard, and then I got to the end of it. I'm like, oh wait, James Franco got accused of a bunch of shit. Should I put it on there? And he's like, yeah, probably not. I'm like, okay. I haven't quite reconciled it for this specific game. There's one other I sort of struggle with, which is Lords of the Fallen, because the developers of that are real fucking dickheads. But apparently it's quite good, so I don't know. But I don't know. But you try and have principles, and then you fucking question yourself every turn. I don't know. Or you just go la la la, and then you don't pay attention to it. Maybe
you don't do that. What I'm saying is you should be able to split one person from an entire development team. One person doesn't represent everybody who works on that game. That's how I deal with it. I can dislike that person to the nth degree, but it doesn't mean I dislike the person who worked for them, because he might think that person's a fucking dickhead too. Then you've got a kindred spirit there, sort of thing. So yeah.
Or that person thinks I'm a dickhead.
Well,
that's entirely possible.
If he agrees with the other guy, then yeah, you've got two people that are dickheads. But if you got, I don't know how big that team is. 1047 games. I don't know how big.
I don't know either. And same with the Lords of the Fallen developers. I'm not sure.
So I mean that's.
But there's also not like there isn't fucking, as Keeley demonstrated during Summer Games Fest, nearly 10,000 games released in the first half of 2026.
Yeah, as soon as you haven't got options, so.
This is true. Despite saying last week that I was done with Forza Horizon 6, just when I think I'm out, they keep pulling me back in. For some silly reason, and I know the reason, it was the last Forza Edition car. I decided to go in, max out the job, and 3-star all the stories. Which actually didn't end up it's got 12 and a half hours. That was basically last weekend. After we finished recording last weekend and I got back from my brother's house, I sat down for like 2 hours and just grinded out the last couple of levels of the job. Just had there was video on the second screen and just, I make delivery now. It still stands as a fucking incredible comfort game. The stories are kind of like the inane chatter in the stories, the insane grind of the job, that still remains the same. But I got that last Force Edition car, and then on the Friday stream, I got the little Tamagotchi badge for the nameplate. So yay me. And I think I'm done until the DLC comes out. Although I did say that last 2 weeks ago, so well, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, holy fuck, I've played way too much of this game this week. And to go behind the curtain, I was mid-run when you sent me the link for the call. So Terratech's been running in the background this whole time because I didn't want to lose my run. Terratech Legion, which is the arse game from the Terratech developers. You played the demo?
Yeah, I thought I played this game. I played it way back, almost a year to the date.
There you go.
June 2025. I played it. So yeah, I thought I played this game. I thought you might like this at the time, but yeah,
I did.
I completely forgot about it.
I was already pretty confident I was going to like it, which is why I did. Sometimes if I'm relatively confident, I won't play the demo. I'll just wait. Mm-hmm. But that can also have its drawbacks when you're pretty confident. You get the full version, it turns out shit. Oh man. So this is not that. Arse game. So if anyone's ever played Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which is fucking fantastic, and anyone who says Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is a bad game is a fucking idiot, and you shouldn't listen to them. But you start off. There are 4 drivers. So Mikula is one of the drivers. There are 3 others. Each of them, fucking hell, this thing is way more complex than what I've tried building. They each start off with their set little car, little tech, as it were. And as you progress and you level up, you get weapons, you get blocks where you can reshape and reform your tech. To the point where I had one on Saturday night with 15 weapons on it. This is the thing for me with arse games is it needs to have something beyond just moving around. The movement feels fucking awesome. I love the feel of the driving, but the hook of the building, and you have additional little objectives that you can go and do and places to go to on the map. That gives me the additional layer of what I want from an arse game. Like the building's super satisfying. There's a little finickiness with the building on a controller, but that's made up for by just how fucked you can make your tech, turn it into this like rolling like fortress of death. It does get pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
It took me at least a good couple of hours to finish a run. So this is like literally 1 week. It's 13 hours. I've got 17 achievements. This is another really good sign, like miniguns and fucking all sorts of shit. It's kind of very easy to lose a fuckload of time just because of how neat it is to, like, there's the arse part, which is great. Like, it's great because you have the driving element, which adds a layer on top of the Vampire Survivors, and it's not just moving the left stick. But you have the layer of the building. The maps are quite large, although I'm getting annoyed because I've got a level objective to find a corrupted block and kill the boss, but I can't find a corrupted block in that level to save my fucking life. But just the satisfaction of the locomotion and the control of the movement and then the building of it and just making these morosely grotesque, fucked up rolling fortresses of death and doom and destruction. It's really very satisfying. And then you die, and then you're like, fuck! All right, let's do it again. Yeah, this is possibly... Well, there haven't been too many good arse games this year. The last one I really got hooked into, and I played some of the heavy duty expansion on Friday, which is why I'm not going to talk about it here, but the heavy duty expansion for Deep Rock reminded me I spent over 100 hours with Deep Rock last year. And I think this game might maybe come close to that. Very, like, somewhat limited on the number of levels or there's 4 planets, 3 stages each with an escalating level of difficulty, different objectives, things like that. Each driver has their own tech tree or upgrade tree, and it does like sort of basic upgrades like, your tech goes this much faster when you're boosting, and then there's the very substantial fundamental like vehicle additions or upgrades at the bottom, which are obviously way more currency. But this is a really good one of those. Yeah, I would very strongly suggest people play this one. It's fucking fantastic. I got a mate of mine to play this to the point where, as we're recording, he is literally playing it right now. That motherfucker. But yeah, so very good game. And I'm on holidays as of now.
No need.
Well, actually, by the time this comes out, will be my first official day of holidays because I don't count the weekend as holidays. Weekend is weekend. Hey, should we go to the beginning of them?
Sure.
Alrighty then, we have, if you're hearing this on a podcast version, youtube.com/@should-I-play-this-game-64 is where you will find the YouTube channel. If you're already watching this on YouTube, then you found the YouTube channel. So, yay! And then twitch.tv/enemy starship is where I do streams of silliness and fun, and I'll be doing some holiday hangouts over the course of the next couple of weeks. I got nothing.
Yeah, that's probably it then.
Next weekend, video of some kind.
Should be. Yep. Possibly.
Any ideas yet or not?
No, we'll figure that when we get there.
Nah. All right then. So let's call that a podcast then. For this, the 6th of July, episode 340 of the Should I Play This Game podcast. Graham.
Nico, it's been a pleasure.
And yeah, we'll be back with video stuff in a week and another podcast in 2. You'll be able to hear all about all the games I played on the holidays. Basically, probably just Terror Tech. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.